Maybe it's not always the evil eye. Sometimes it's just systemic racism, ethical loneliness, dirty water, a terrible country. I read that Sufis want God now, day to day in life, the same way morning comes and how eyes open, then close after the rest of the body shuts down. The same way light bulbs flicker when I talk to the ceiling. There are hundreds of ways to kiss the ground, each way a landline to the ancestors, a pipeline in a river, big slick snake pushing up sacred burials, then leaking into the water, already filled with polyester that fill the fish we eat. And I've burned through 18 candles in the last month, a box of dragon's blood, a stick of endangered Palo Santo. My smoke signals fishbowl the stratosphere. I want to access the Akashic records to find my cosmic car keys and what's the best pot pie recipe? I'm looking up to find pictures like that scene in Cinderella when she's scrubbing the floor and all the bubbles fill the room, a multiverse of mirror images bumping, then popping, each one a different color. And she sings, and the mice are there the whole time. Like where I lived when I thought I was gonna die. In that apartment, my roommate's cat was transfixed by ghosts. She would stare at walls, meowing for minutes on end, while the mice chewed on my clothes, stole my chocolate, then a compendium of wrappers at the back of my closet, a fucked up treasure trove I found the day I moved out. Before that, we spread salt, but the cat kept at it. The ghosts left, but the mice remained in the walls. Landlords are assholes. I suppose my filter is improving. On the steps of the river walk, I watched transfixed as pelicans dipped from the sky to graze the water, and I didn't interrupt the conversation about equity. Astrology says the ocean is why I'm like this, but how do I write about the ocean without mentioning the Atlantic slave trade and the refugee babies who wash up on Facebook feeds? Every poem about the ocean has bones at the bottom of it, even if we can't see past our toes. We splash, we lick the salt from our lips. I wonder whose tears were these before we use them to cleanse the tumbled stone at the center of our chests. At the end of every beach day, me and Mama collect the ocean in plastic bottles and stack them in the trunk of the car. We do this because salt water is good for the psoriasis on Teta's legs. Carefully, she empties the bottles over her skin, anxious for this potion, stirred by the moon, which is pierced by an American flag in every horoscope she appears in. The elephant on the moon calling out to all the ones in all the rooms late at night where candles burn, and we want to know if the flickers mean something. If the dead are just dead, if after all this time energy is just wind, if the invisible hands on our chests belong to something bigger than inertia, older than all of us.